Hello and happy Monday. I am currently out for a walk. I decided to finish up my day a little bit early because I finished everything on my to-do list plus half of tomorrow's to-do list. And I know the exact reason why. It's because I had a really good, restful weekend, lots of golf, playing board games, hanging out with friends and family, and I just know how much that fills up my cup. So, it all pays off in the end and you end up being more productive. Working for yourself or you're working in a corporate job, I know how hard it is to take time away from your work, but even just a weekend where you don't look at your phone, where you're not super active on social media, can be so beneficial for your mindset and getting things done during the week that follows. I'm back home now. This was the podcast I was listening to on today's walk. It's an interview with the founder of Odd Muse. And I've been trying to do more marketing case studies on my podcast. So looking at brands and kind of analyzing their marketing and like taking away lessons from them. And I did one for Rare Beauty. And I knew the next one I wanted to do was Odd Muse. So I've been like following them for quite a while now. Like I want to say I saw when the Blazers came out 3 years ago on TikTok. I was kind of like following them then. And the last 3 months I've been following the brand a lot closer to like build this marketing case study. And I totally fell for all of the marketing and have now placed my first Odd Muse order. And I'm excited for that to arrive. I think I'm going to do a little old school YouTube haul because I don't usually do big orders of clothing like this, like we did back in the day when we started this channel and we had lots of clothing hauls. And I know people wanted more like fashion videos. So I'll do one of those. But that was the podcast interview I was listening to. And it's on a podcast called Girls Know Nothing. I also wanted to share an exciting milestone with you while we're here in the kitchen. I mentioned this in our previous vlog. We're saving for a house and we have this right on our fridge to keep us motivated. And we have officially hit the halfway mark with our house deposit, which is super exciting. It's such a journey trying to save for a house deposit and buy a house when you live in a big city like Auckland, because the prices are just insane. And I feel like I could go off on a huge tangent about this, but we won't because we're having a really good day and we're really positive and we don't want those negative vibes. I've just been replying to some messages for my client. I forgot I hadn't cleared their Facebook and Instagram inbox today, so I've just done that, put up a client post. I think I'm going to stop there for today and I am going to head to the spa because I did golf on Sunday and I haven't played golf / been to the driving range in almost 4 months. So my body is like broken. And then I also did a shoulders workout on the Saturday and then a legs workout on the Sunday. So just like every part of me feels broken. I feel like people really underestimate how active you are when you play golf, like how much of a workout it is, especially when you're at the driving range and you're hitting over 100 balls in the space of 45 minutes. This side abdominal from where you swing back, these hurt so bad. Like even just doing that. No, I'm not doing it again. I'm going to the hot tub. It's dinner time. I'm having such a cozy girly solo evening and I've done my skincare, I'm watching Pretty Little Liars, I've got my soup for dinner. I also have the most delicious bread. This is some of my mum's homemade focaccia and she always tells me it's really easy to make and I could probably make it myself, but nothing beats your mum making your food for you, right? Like, does anyone else feel me? Like I could make it, but it's never going to be as good as mum's bread. Today has just been so nice, chill vibes, like the slow, effortless, easy breezy work style that I just love. And yeah, it's just days like this and I'm really grateful for my business because I didn't do anything special. Like I did admin, I sat around in my like cozy sweatpants all day and I had a great day of work. And I think that says something when you can have a job and you do a boring day of mundane tasks and you still love it. And of course the flexibility to finish work at 2:30 and to go for a walk, and that flexibility is just awesome. This week is all about that vibe as well. Like, I have my webinar. I've got over 250 people signed up for that webinar, so it's kind of a big deal for me. I'm going to be launching my accelerator group coaching program. So there's lots of things going on, but even in these busy weeks, I really like to make time for myself. And I think there's this kind of like hustle culture in the coaching industry, especially when it comes to launching. Like, launching is so difficult, like it's so like exhausting. And I am so anti that. Like, I want to be in a launch week. I want to be finishing work at 2:30. I want to be going to bed early or watching the Kardashians. I want to be hanging out with my friends, all of that good stuff. So I hope this kind of inspires maybe this week as you come along with me, some of the entrepreneurs or even like corporate workers that might be watching, to just like embrace a little bit of that soft life. The soft CEO is such like a topic I'm seeing come up with a lot of entrepreneurs at the moment. Like, just living and enjoying your life as well as seeing success in your business, but not obsessing over that success. Like, going into this launch that it kicks off on Wednesday, I don't even have any goals this time around. I don't have a goal in terms of enrollment numbers, in terms of income. I'm just going in to enjoy it and to enjoy teaching and connecting with new people. And yeah, I'm not going to lock myself away in a cupboard like a lot of other coaches do during a launch period. So I'm going to put my Kardashians on, sign off for the evening, and then I'll catch you tomorrow, which I will probably bring you along in my day tomorrow because we've got some things happening. It is now 11 o'clock. I've just been doing lots of admin this morning, catching up on emails, and also announcing our first networking event and marketing workshop that we're hosting at Mackenzie Studios. And we had 4 people buy tickets already, which is amazing. It's only going to be like a small event with like 40 people. I've also been preparing a contract and invoice for a new private coaching student that I'm onboarding. And there's someone who's been in my membership when I used to have a monthly membership, and they ended up enrolling in another coaching program, and they paid $9,000 to work with this coach and got barely any support. And they managed to scale to 10K months using this coach's techniques, but it's been super unsustainable and they're just feeling super lost. So I'm excited that they've kind of reached back out to me. And I'm having this happen with a lot of my students at the moment, like investing in these super high ticket programs, super well-known programs as well, like quote, like famous for social media managers or remote working. And they just end up being disappointed. This morning, I've also been reading this book, Dare to Lead. I felt like I really need to improve my like leadership skills because I don't know, I think I'm good at coaching and teaching and mentoring, but I'm not necessarily the best at like managing people in my company. And ironically, I had something go wrong with like a contractor this morning that I was dealing with and getting really frustrated with. And I was like, I just feel like there's room for improvement. But a lot of it comes down to like, I'm very much a creative person and I don't get a lot of joy. Like, I get a lot of joy out of mentoring people and coaching people and helping build their businesses. But I don't know what it is. Like, I like to be a very hands-off boss. I don't check in with people. I just leave them to do their stuff. And I've had a few scenarios where people kind of take advantage of this, my style of I guess, like leadership or being the boss is very hands-off. And they take advantage of that and they end up under delivering and not doing their work. So I've changed a lot of systems in my business to kind of give people accountability through automations and like task management. There's still things that goes wrong every now and then, or things that just get missed in communication. So I thought this book might have some interesting insights. I messaged Ali saying that I was reading it and he was like, babe, you don't need a book on leadership. You're an amazing leader. And I was like, oh, thank you. We love a supportive boyfriend, but also I still feel like I could upskill. I think having good team members and contractors is definitely part of the soft CEO era. And I was doing some TikTok research. Do we like this? I was looking at like the concept of the soft CEO and where this has kind of come from. And it's kind of originated from the soft girl era that's come out of TikTok. So I guess it's like soft girl CEO era, because you don't want to be like a soft CEO, like in terms of like letting people walk all over you. But what it's more about is embracing more of your femininity when it comes to your work style. Typically, running a business tends to be very like masculine, go, 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 work all the time, and it leads a lot of people to burn out. And for me, I'm really embracing like growing my business, being successful, but not sacrificing my personal health and well-being for that. So it's having lots of time off. It's not being totally engaged and like married to my business and that it's all consuming and takes over my life. But I do think if you want to be in the multiple six figures and have that softer lifestyle and more relaxed distance from your work, you do need good employees or good contractors to support you so that you can take that time away from your business. And I definitely have some good people working for me, which has helped make this possible. And the other element that I really love about this soft girl era / soft CEO era is the idea of just being kinder to yourself and not talking down to yourself or holding yourself to impossible expectations or obsessing over perfectionism. And I just think it's really beautiful. It kind of reminds me of the video Tara and I did on quiet quitting, which I'll link above in a card if you haven't watched it and are interested in it. And I just think there's all these interesting like kind of like social themes or eras that come out of TikTok and people making videos on there. And quiet quitting was another one of those. And some of them are a bit extreme, but I think just like quiet quitting with the soft girl era, there's some really cool lessons that you can take from it. This is my little outfit of the day, heading to the studio for a meeting. This is my little Burberry skirt that I thrifted years ago from Sedna. Got my boots on, a little simple black jumper. If I really wanted to dress up, I think this would go perfectly with my Givenchy bag. But I think I'm just gonna do a little tote bag because I'm just meeting my studio assistant. I don't need to be that dressy. Just on my way back home from the studio now, totally forgot to film anything. Somehow that turned into 2.5 hours with our studio assistant. We're just going through and planning for our first ever event that we're having. We're having a networking and marketing workshop. And we were also planning out some content, just making some changes to our marketing strategy. I feel like time just flies when I start talking about social media and marketing. But we're also bouncing around some ideas for like new furniture installs and things that we're changing. And it's always just so nice to have someone else to get ideas from rather than just like me sitting in the studio by myself. But Shandy is our studio assistant and she also takes care of a lot of our customer service and also managing checking in and out of clients and doing viewings and that kind of stuff, which really helps me and frees up my time to do more of the creative and more of the strategy stuff. She also helps with our social media. But yeah, it enables me to do more of the planning and more the behind the scenes stuff, which I really like. It's been nice to take a little step back from that customer facing things. Wearing a black top really throws off the white balance of this camera. It's freaking out. I was just having some rice and slaw for lunch and I refreshed the ticket sales for the event at Mackenzie Studios and we'd almost sold out of our early bird tickets. I'd already increased the amount of early bird tickets we had available from 10 to 15 and then I just looked and we had 12 sold. So I was like, okay, I'll extend it to 20 tickets then. It is so cool! I'm so excited! It's literally been 4 hours since I posted about it and all I've done is one Instagram post and a couple of stories on the Mackenzie Studios account. I haven't mentioned it on my Ellen Mackenzie account. I haven't sent out an email. So this is exciting, so promising that we can keep running these kind of quarterly events. I've just been to the gym and this is a reminder for anyone watching, procrastinating from going to the gym. Do it, because I've done it. If I can do it, you can do it. And you always feel better afterwards, even though you don't want to go and you're like, I can't be bothered. And then you work out and then you're like, that was amazing, I feel so good now. So do it, get it done. I'm cooking up some dinner now and I put my kombucha in a fancy antique wine glass. It just makes it feel like a special treat when it's just a kombucha. Cooking up some wedges over here and unfortunately I've had a slight problem with a contractor after, funnily enough, talking about this morning how I find it difficult to sometimes manage contractors and I'm not the best like manager and boss. They forgot to do something, and it's quite important that's on a deadline. So I'd like messaged them and hadn't heard back, so I ended up doing it myself. This is a giant tin of olive oil, by the way, that we get from Costco, and then we usually just refill this glass bottle, but it's empty. So I'm just gonna pour straight out of here, but we don't have much left, so hopefully this doesn't go terribly wrong. I had the intention of having a very relaxed, phone-free evening. I think that's really important for me to have to create that separation from my business, for those healthy habits and everything. And then I ended up having to jump back on my laptop and just do that thing that my contractor was meant to have done. And I just think like everybody shows this very like picturesque side of business and like, oh, you set up all these systems and you hire all these people and then your business is perfect. And it's quite the opposite. You're always changing systems, you're always onboarding and offboarding different contractors and finding the right people. Sometimes people outgrow a role or a position, or the role changes and you no longer have the right person. And I'm pretty lucky to have some nice long-term contractors who have worked with me, but that doesn't mean I don't have moments like this where things kind of go a little bit wrong and I have to, stop making my dinner at 7 o'clock and go do some work instead. And that's just being a business owner, right? We can have the intention of being a soft CEO and super chill, but if there's something that's impacting a client or a customer and it needs doing, I'm not going to be like, I'm in my soft girl CEO era, so I'm just not going to do it. Like if it's business critical that has to be done, I'm going to do it. But I'm going to say Ali would probably argue that I didn't have to do it right then. And with that, I'm going to sign off for this evening. And yes, I did go to the gym accidentally in a full face of makeup because I kind of forgot about this situation and then looked at myself in the mirror and was like, oh, those are some red lips. Happy Friday, everyone. I didn't vlog. We took a little pause, but to be honest, I feel like all I could do was a cute montage of me like working on the couch for the past few days because that's all I've been doing. I did go get a facial yesterday though, and I've got some breakouts here, but look at my forehead glow. And it is my skin is so smooth. It's crazy. I got a peel, and I'm not sure if I've had a peel done before. I think whenever you talk about having a facial and a peel, you think about that episode of Sex and the City where Samantha got a peel and it was she had chemical burns or something crazy. But I feel facial techniques have improved a lot. And this was actually quite gentle. It didn't really burn that much. What else have I been up to? There's always lots of admin after I do a bit of a webinar launch. Usually it's uploading the replay. I also uploaded it as a podcast audio only version, doing lots of email reminders, reaching out to people on DMs and messaging them about the replay, and just trying to drive as much traffic to the webinar as possible to really do justice to your great recording. I think when it comes to online sales, I love using a webinar structure to sell my online courses because it gives me a much bigger platform, or not necessarily bigger platform, but more space to really showcase my skills and to talk about my program as well versus these short little social media posts. So it's all about driving as much attention as possible to that webinar. We did have a few technical hiccups with the webinar, and to be honest, I feel so chill about it because I think I've gotten to the point where every time I do some sort of live webinar or live event, something goes wrong. And I'm now just at the point yeah, that happened, whatever, we move on, which is so nice because I feel like Ellen a year ago or 2 years ago maybe would have been in tears and her whole week would have been quote ruined by to these technical difficulties. But I just take it really chill. I think, again, theme of this vlog, it's all about how much your business can change when you just start being kinder to yourself and letting yourself off the hook, being oh yeah, I screwed that up, I sent the wrong link out, but I'm human. I screw so many things up. And one thing I've been loving this week, I've been binging all of the YouTube vlogs on the Odd Muse channel. And my Odd Muse order arrived. This is all hanging up here. I'm trying to get the wrinkles to drop out because I'm too lazy to iron it, but I think I'm gonna have to iron the top for sure. I'm going to do a separate haul on that just because I love their stuff so much. And yeah, I have been binge watching their channel, and it was really nice seeing the founder Amy just like talk so openly about all the struggles that she has in her business, all the things that go wrong behind the scenes of these like perfect Instagram posts, like the drama and stress behind it. And I just love watching videos like that, and I hope people get that from watching mine as well, when you actually get taken behind the scenes in something and see that it's not as picture perfect as they show on Instagram. So yeah, my plan for the rest of today is I've got a meeting. I need to update the sales page for the Dishing Up Digital School. I need to send off some more voice messages to people who signed up for the webinar and reach out to them and make sure that they've watched the replay. And yesterday I spent a good chunk of my time just planning out my social content for next week. I'm having a very like easy breezy, slow, chill launch. So we focus on the webinar this week. Then I'm just going to drop off and not do any posts for the next couple of days. And then on Monday, I'm going to announce like the live accelerated launch for my program. Then we'll have 2 weeks of cart open. So there's no like rush and pressure to do everything all at once. And I think just giving yourself bigger timelines, like when you run your own business, you have control of the timelines. Yes, I could have pulled everything forward 2 weeks because I wanted to, you know, get people that money in faster, because technically this means payment plans are going to fall into July instead of June, which might have a bit of a like lag in my finances and my projections. But it's also much more important for me to manage my mindset and my mental health, my burnout, my energy levels, than making money faster or earlier, right? And I think once you step away from that, you realize there's a lot of opportunity for you and your business to slow things down a little bit. And it, you know, the world's not ending. The world is not ending.